Namaha. Today we are going to read the Vachanamrut of Vartal chapter, Vachanamrut number first. Vartal is a name of the place. We can say one of the major or main holy place of Swaminarayan Sampradaya, where Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan stayed many years, performed many celebrations, as well as his own form or Swarup of Hari Krishna Maharaj. He performed Pratishtha. So, such a place where in ancient time even Lakshmiji had penance at the same place, and where today Sri Swaminarayan Mandir Vadtal is now standing. So, that is the place where Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan had delivered 20 discourses, Vachanamrutam. Vachanamruts are not just 262, they were in number of in thousands, but out of all those thousands of Vachanamrutams, 4 great saints have compiled or selected these 262 Vachanamruts, and those Vachanamruts were also once proved by or approved by Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. So, today we are going to read Vachanamrut number first from Vartal chapter. Swaminarayan Hare, Swaminarayan Hare. In the Samvat year 1882, on the 11th day of the bright half of the month of Kartik, Swami Sri Sahajanandji Maharaj was seated on thick mattress and bolster spread on a elevated decorated seat in the orchard of mango trees on the bank of Lake Gomti, to the north of to the temple of Sri Lakshmi Narayan in Vartal. He had put on a white trouser and a white jacket, and a dark color garment round his waist. He wrapped a saffron color rich garment with golden threads at the end round his head, and had put another such saffron color rich garment over his shoulder. Garlands of roses adorned his neck, and tassels of roses were studded in his headdresses. Wreaths of roses were tied round his arms. Thus he was seated facing the north in full glory and elegance. Saints and devotees from various places had gathered before him in an assembly. Then Shobharam Shastri of Baroda asked Sriji Maharaj a question. Maharaj, when a person who is desirous of his redemption goes into a Nirvikalpa Samadhi, trance without consciousness, he achieves freedom from the attributes of Maya and becomes a single-minded devotee of God. But what happens to a person who cannot go into such an absolute trance? Sriji Maharaj replied, it is not always necessary that an absolute trance can be achieved only by restraining the pran, the breath of life. There are other ways also. I will explain them. It is said in Srimad Bhagavat, Atra Sargo Visargascha Sthanam Poshana Mutayaha Manvantare Shanukatha Nirodho Muktirashrayaha. In Srimad Bhagavat, it is described the phenomena of creation, dissolution, and sustenance of the universe, nourishment of devotion, nature of worldly desires, history of the periods of the different Manu kings, life stories of various incarnations of God, ways of restraining the senses, and the means of achieving the final liberation of souls. And lastly, the nature of the ultimate refuge of the soul, God Himself. The verse means, if a person is desirous of final liberation, he should fully understand the 9 items, creation, dissolution, etc. And only then he will be able to understand the nature of the ultimate refuge of souls, Lord Sri Krishna Himself. Then his mind will be firmly fixed on Him. Let me illustrate. Once we see a mango tree and are convinced about its being a mango tree, we will then never be in doubt regarding the mango tree, even if our mind is full of lust, anger, and avarice. In the same way, once a person is convinced about the nature of the Lord Sri Krishna in person, he will never be in doubt and will not be misled by fallacious arguments. Such a person having a firm conviction in Lord Sri Krishna will be able to go into an absolute trance. It does not matter whether he is able to restrain his pran or not. And one who is not so firmly convinced about the nature of Lord Sri Krishna will always be troubled by conflicting ideas such as what will be the nature of God in Brahmapur, and what will be the nature of God in Shvetadvip and in Vaikunth, and when shall I have an opportunity of having his glimpses personally, etc. Even if such a person is able to go into trance by the grace of God, his conflict of ideas will not be resolved. He will always want to see a new vision. Every time he goes into trance, his mind becomes wavering because even in trance he will be troubled by conflicting ideas. Such a person cannot be called a single-minded devotee. He can never be free from the attributes of Maya. Even if he goes into trance, it is Savikalpa Samadhi, trance with attributes of Maya. But one who is firmly convinced about the form of God can be said to be always in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, trance without consciousness, whether he goes into trance or not. Then Dinanath Bhatt asks, what is the remedy to free from oneself from the confusion of conflicting ideas? What will happen to a man who cannot control his mind even if tries to free himself from the confusion of conflict ideas? Iti para of Vachanaut number Vartal first. सर्वावतारी इष्टदेव भगवान श्री स्वामीनारायण, पूज्यपाद शास्त्री जी महाराज, पूज्यपाद गुरु महाराज, पूज्यपाद सदगुरु श्री देव प्रसाद दास जी स्वामी जी, all other pious and Brahmanist saints, and my dear Gurukul family members. Jai Swaminarayan. Yes, so we have read Vachanamrit of Vartal chapter number first. The topic of the Vachanamrit is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, if you don't understand Nirvikalpa, just Samadhi, right? Very well known, not just word, very well known term. And we always listen about this Samadhi. Samadhi is a 8th step of Ashtanga Yoga. So again we go into the brief 8 parts of the Ashtanga Yoga, or 7 steps before Samadhi. How many of you are doing yoga every day? Just show your thumb. Yeah. Okay. Early morning we have to go to school or we have to do yoga, right? That is Chennai Reddy sir's question. Right? So Haribabu sir, are you doing yoga or not? Okay, Kolayappa sir, are you doing yoga every day?
Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji, Surya Namaskaras I do, Swamiji.
Okay, very good. Surya Namaskaram. Yes, we have yoga master, our Srinivas sir. Sir, are you doing yoga every day?
Jai Swaminarayan Swamiji.
Jai
Yeah,
Swaminarayan.
I do in the evening hours, Swamiji. At least thrice
Okay.
or 4 days in a week.
So Srinivas sir does modern yoga, right? Evening. Ancient yoga was done in the morning. Modern yoga is done in evening, right?
Morning I spend some time on meditation, kind of.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so to reach to the Samadhi, there are 8 steps, right? What are those 8 steps? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. Today's Vachanamrita is all about Samadhi. So first of all, are you interested to go into the Samadhi or not? Samadhi doesn't mean that, right? In society is also known that, okay, so and so Swamiji or so and so Babaji have taken Samadhi. Means finish his life, right? Yeah. We are not talking about that Samadhi. Yeah. So Samadhi means, we can say, like ultimate bliss. No doubt, once again, when we are talking Bhagavan Swaminarayan's philosophy as well as Vaishnava philosophies. So in yoga also there are 2 type of main streams in the yoga. One is Sabij Yoga and one is Nirbij Yoga. That means one way of yoga, they believes only in the concentration, only in the self-realization. They don't believe, end of the story, the connection with God. Only self-connection, or they even believe that oneness with God. Yeah, that is also kind of belief and philosophy. Whereas Bhakti Sampradaya and especially Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan believes that, yes, the final outcome of yoga or result of yoga is not just only self-realization or enjoying the bliss only of self. No. Enjoying bliss of God or divine happiness of God and that is called Samadhi according to Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan. What yoga nowadays we are doing, that is only, as Pujya Swamiji says, there is only health yoga, right? Yeah, we are not doing yoga for achieving dharana or dhyan or pratyahar or samadhi. We are doing just to remain fit and remain healthy. Our and especially this, yeah, Ramdev Baba's yoga is more over related to health. But there are 8 steps of yogas. So first is yam. Yam means moral discipline, or we can say external discipline. Niyamas means internal discipline or observations, we can say. Asanas means physical postures. Pranayama means breathing techniques. Pratyahar means senses withdrawal from objects. Dharana means concentration. Dhyan means meditation. And finally, Samadhi means enlightenment or bliss or divine happiness of God. So these are the 8 steps of yoga, darshan or Patanjali yoga, or we can say to reach to the Samadhi. Now we are not able to do just even first step correctly, right? Yeah. Asanas also we are not able to do perfectly. Only 2-3 asanas what we knew, or 2-3 pranayamas what we knew, that we are doing. But there are 8 different steps. After mastering 8 steps of yoga darshan or Patanjali yoga, one can achieve samadhi. So path of Ashtanga yoga is too hard and too difficult. Nowadays we see very rare, even in the saffron colored dress or in the Rishikesh Himalayas, where very few people have mastered this today. So now in this today's Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan also is talking about Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So can everyone achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Can everyone attend Nirvikalpa Samadhi? What Rangareddy sir says.
Jai Swamiji.
Jai Swaminarayan.
That is depend on our daily works and puja, all devotional, our doing works, Swamiji.
Okay.
It is not it's easy to task like our normal people. That is I may feel.
Okay. Yes. Vidyanagar, Punam Pandya sir. Can everyone achieve Samadhi or attend Samadhi?
Actually, sir, Swamiji, Jai Swaminarayan,
Jai Swaminarayan.
I am doing regularly pranayam, asanas, and during that time, I just connect myself to Almighty God.
Very
And
good.
then that is called Rajyog meditation.
Okay.
So I do that every day, sir. Swamiji.
Very good. Congratulations. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything? Sridhar sir, Sikandrabad. Can everyone attend Samadhi or not?
Swamiji? No, Swamiji.
Yes.
Vaishnavan Swamiji.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Nobody Swamiji. Those who are more devotional, they will get
I think
that's
devotion and Ashtanga Yoga doesn't have much connection. Yeah. Those who are doing devotion, they will achieve God, no doubt. Yeah, they will attain the God. But today topic is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So at last one answer, yes, Ashish Chaudhary sir, Chakravarti sir.
Swamiji, Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai
Swamiji.
Swaminarayan.
Swamiji, from this Vachanamrut, I sensed it that if we can surrender ourselves completely towards God, it is also a path of getting Nirvikal Samadhi.
Okay, very good. Yes, you are right, sir. Yes, so my dear Gurukul family members, no doubt, olden time, many great people or great Rishi Munis, they were, or sadhakas, they were trying and they were spending whole life to achieve that final stage of Ashtanga Yoga Samadhi. But it is very hard, it is very rare, and again in today's lifestyle, right? Yeah, in our today's lifestyle, it is really like near to impossible. But the philosophy of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan or supremacy of Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan, that's what every time, I think every Vachanamrut we are realizing or we are experiencing Bhagavan Swaminarayan's uniqueness than all other even rest scriptures as well as other incarnations. So in today's Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan's saying straightforward that yes, everyone can attain not just Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In Samadhi also there are two major levels, Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In terms of Patanjali Yoga, it is called Sampragnat Samadhi and Asampragnat Samadhi. So Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi, yes, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying in this Vachanamritam that yes, everyone, and everyone means, Bhagavan Swaminarayan means to say that without doing single asana in whole life, without doing single asanas in whole life, one can attain, one can achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So it is really a jackpot, right? Yeah. For all of us, yes. As a spiritual travelers, we all ambitious to reach that state of mind, Samadhi state of mind. And my dear Gurukul family members, Pujya Devaprasad Swamiji had explained this Vachanamritam very beautifully. So first of all, we have to understand what is Samadhi. Can anybody say what is Samadhi? You can raise the hand. Samadhi means not sleep, right? Yeah. Yes, Raju sir, Jechalla.
Samadhi means just taking a eternal life.
Taking a
Eternal life.
eternal
Life.
life. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, one sir is saying from Bangalore, deep concentration towards God. Very good. And yes, Srinivas sir. We have Alok Mitra sir also. Yeah.
Swamiji, Samadhi is like losing ourselves into that divine bliss.
Okay. Very good. Yes, losing
You are
ourselves into the divine bliss. Alok Mitra sir.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Jason Narayan. Yes.
That is unreachable for me, Swami. Samadhi, that is very much difficult to maintain a present life. That is very much difficult to reach Samadhi.
Yes, yes. Those who are yoga teachers, they would know very well what how it is difficult. Becoming physical yoga teacher also is very hard, right? Yes, many family members are writing in chatting. Understanding about soul. Let me read few. Yes, detachment from materialistic life and attachment with God. Very good. Satish sir from Mysore. Attending mindful, divine, blissful state. Okay. Understanding about soul deeply, which is other than present life. Looking deep into inside, soul left from the physical body, remaining detached from everything or every relationship and reaching Paramatma. Samadhi is concentration to God. Yeah, right. So, no doubt, even today I was just going through, yeah, one sir is saying Supta Avastha, mixing with Panch Bhutas. Yeah, mixing with Panch Bhutas is not called Samadhi. Yes. So today when I was also going through some like online references, so there are, I think, lakhs of different people. They are defining their own themselves, no doubt. There, nobody. We are not saying that anybody is wrong, but yeah, if we go and get online to find the answer, we sometimes we get confused, right? And end of the day, we will be nowhere. We go and search online to get some conclusion or to come to the some conclusion, but sometimes it leads us more confusion than conclusion. So Pujya Devaprasad Swamiji, according to Sanskrit grammar, Swamiji explained the meaning of Samadhi. Yes, Adhi, there are two words according to Sanskrit. Sam is a upsarga and Adhi is a word. So Adhi tu mansi vyatha. Adhi tu mansi vyatha. Adhi, we are using normally Adhi, Vyadhi and Upadhi, right? Yeah. So Adhi tu mansi vyatha means mental distractions, mental demands or materialistic expectations or even any kind of expectations is called Adhi. What makes us, what leads us to the painful situations? Our expectations, our demands, our distractions. So, Adhitu Mansi Vyatha, these distractions of mind or expectation and demands of mind is called Adhi. When these all distractions, demands and expectation gets cool down or quiet or subsides completely, so that state of mind is called Samadhi according to grammatical Sanskrit grammar. Samadhi. So when Adhi gets shant, cool downs or subsides, that is called Samadhi. So when it gets, yes, Ashtanga Yoga is also a way of doing the same. It's not that it is a wrong, no, it is also a philosophy, but it is very hard very time taking and very difficult. One by one we have to go to the higher steps, and finally one can achieve samadhi. And within one life, sometimes it may not be even possible for everyone. So it is too like next to the impossible, or near to impossible, we can say. Now in this Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying that yes, everyone can attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In same Vartal chapter only, in one more Vachanamritam also, the same kind of related to this, there is a discussion. Well, Muktanand Swamiji replied to the Bhagavan Swaminarayan's question that if somebody is having Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then he can have ultimate peace of mind. Something Swamiji answered. Then Bhagavan Swaminarayan said that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, yes, can be achieved when one is controlling his pran, means breath. But there is another way of also achieving Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and that is said in the today's Vachanamritam. So what Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan said? Bhagavan Sri Swaminarayan said that if one can have ultimate faith in God or ultimate recognition of God, then it is also equivalent to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Ultimate recognition of God as well as ultimate faith in God, as Bhagavan Swaminarayan gave example of mango tree, right? Yeah. Or any, today if we take, yeah. So any materialistic thing, when we once decide, okay, this is a neem tree, this is a mango tree, afterwards when we are, if we are in angry mode, if we are in lust mode, if we are in any other greed mode, if somebody asks us, what is this? We will not say mango tree to the neem tree and neem tree to a mango tree. Similarly, anything, right? So why? Because we have firmly believed and decided, we have recognized it as it is. Yes, this is neem tree means neem tree, this is mango tree means mango tree, this is laptop means laptop, this is mobile means mobile. So such deep faith in God, or more than faith, deep recognition of God, if one can attain or one can have in this very life, then he had reached to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So this is what Bhagavan Sri Swami want to say in this Vachanamritam. My dear Gurukul family members, we all are willing to attain the divine abode of God, Akshardham, end of this life, right? For that, no doubt, according to our faith and devotion, we are doing puja, prayer, some devotions, applying tilaktika, wearing kanthi, following Panchvartman, and trying to serve God's mission, and we are doing all these things. Yes, very good. That is also required. But along with this, in this Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying that भगवान के स्वरूप की पहचान, means recognition of God, recognition of God is very, very important. Why? Because in the path of God, there are two kind of weakness is obstacle. One is our own personal behavioral or observations weakness. Means I am not able to follow 100% Panchvartman or Sikshapatri or other niyamas said by Bhagavan Swaminarayan. So that is one, is our personal acharan, or we can say for behavior weakness. Second weakness is understanding God or recognizing God. If we want recognize God as it is, as He is, and if there is, as all of you are, most of you are in teaching field, right? You are teaching to the students, and especially when we go to the science or maths, as well even languages also. When a student won't understand concept as it is, then what happens? Little twisting will mislead to the student or confusion to the students, and that's what CBSE board does, right? Yes. So unless and until, without understanding of complete concept student cannot answer any kind of question. So he should be well versed in respective concept, respective subject. Similarly, God also, or recognizing of God or understanding of God is very, very important, because otherwise if God performs slightly human like charitras, then devotee gets confused. So time of Samudra Manthan, right? Devatas and Asuras together, they were churning the ocean, and finally Samudra Manthan took place, and 14 Ratnas was output or came out of the Samudra Manthan. One of them was Lakshmi ji. So when Lakshmi ji was appeared, or yes, from Samudra Manthan, so dear Gurukul family members, all Devatas and Danavas were there. So everyone was ready to take Lakshmi ji. And finally Lakshmi said, yes, there will be a Swayamvar, and I will select, not you will select, right? Yeah, I will choose. Then it was publicly, it was given notification in WhatsApp and Facebook and everywhere, Instagram. So all Raja, Maharaja, even Devatas also were gathered there. Even Rishi Munis also were there, like us, Babaji is also, right? Those who have left everything, even though they were not to marry Lakshmi ji, but everybody wants Lakshmi ji, right? Lakshmi ji means wealth. Yes. So everyone wants wealth. So all were gathered there. Then Lakshmi ji took Varmala in her hand and started visiting all candidates. And one by one, he visited everyone. So many Raja, Maharaja, Devatas were themselves, they were there. So those who were very handsome, they have some other problem. Those who were other problem, they were not handsome. So likewise, Lakshmi ji visited everyone, and finally, after 1,000 of candidates and members, Lakshmi ji selected Bhagavan Narayan, Bhagavan Vishnu, and given Varmala and surrendered to Bhagavan Narayan. So out of, for example, 1,000 candidates, and all were candidates, and like very, like we can say, right candidates. They are not just like either all poor people together. All Raja, Maharaja, Rishi Munis, Devatas themselves, they were there. But even though out of all such confusing people, Lakshmi ji chosen Bhagavan Narayan only. Yes. Why? Because Lakshmi ji is completely surrendered to Bhagavan Narayan, Bhagavan Vishnu, and she was knowing that yes, Bhagavan Narayan is only one to be worshipped, one to be surrendered, and one to be devoted. Yes. So such kind of recognition, means Bhagavan ke Swarup ki pehchan, is very, very essential. In the same Samudra Manthan story, when Amrut, nectar was, Dhanvantari Bhagavan came along with nectar Kumbh, Amrut Kumbh. So all started fighting each other, getting Amrut. Then again, for the protection of Devatas, Mohini Bhagavan appeared, and Mohini Bhagavan took that Amrut Kumbh in her hand and said that yes, I will distribute. And all were ready, because all were attracted by Mohini Bhagavan's Swarup, as well as Mohini Bhagavan's words and style of talking and walking and everything. So all were seated, and Mohini Bhagavan was serving Amrut. Mohini Bhagavan said that, see, when we have full buttermilk bucket, so all water will come from the top, on the top, right? And deep buttermilk will be at the bottom. So Mohini Bhagavan said that, see, this is nectar kumbh, right? Yeah, so top of the kumbh, only lighter or what do you say? Not original Amrut is there. Original Amrut is in downside. Yeah. So this is diluted. Yeah. Top is diluted Amrut. So let first I will serve to the Devatas and then I will serve to the Asuras. So Asuras were agreed and Bhagavan Mohini was serving Amrut to the all. So meanwhile, a Rahu Asur was recognized Mohini Bhagavan that yes, this is not a lady, yeah, this is God, Vishnu himself. And he stood up and sat between Surya and Chandra. Bhagavan Mohini Bhagavan was serving. So according to a scripture, one should not do Pankti Ved. Yes. So Bhagavan Mohini also served Amrut to the Rahu. And as Rahu drank it, so meanwhile Surya and Chandra said to the Mohini Bhagavan that Mohini Bhagavan, this is not Devata, this is Asur. And on the spot his head was cut, and again, but as he drank Amrut and he became two, Rahu and Ketu. So after finishing this distribution of Amrut, Devatas raised an objection to the Mohini Bhagavan. They said that Bhagavan, okay, we were not knowing that Rahu is Asur and he is set between Surya and in the line of Devatas. But being a god himself, you knew everything. So why didn't you not notice in advance, or why did you not inform in advance? And why did you give Amrut to him? And now he became Amrut, Amar, immortal. Then Mohini Bhagavan said, yes, he is not attained Amratva because of Amrut. He is not attained Amratva because of Amrut. But though he was a Asur, he recognized me that yes, this is not a lady, this is God himself. So he recognized me, so he got Amaratva. What I mean to say, my dear Gurukul family members, if one recognizes God, then he achieves Amaratva. In this Vachanamrtam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying that Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, Garudji, according to our scriptures, Garudji is considered, said Nitya Parshad, right? Like always he stays in the Vaikuntha Lok with God. He never came in on this earth, then he became Mukta or free from bondage of Maya. It's not like that. He is Anadi Mukta. But even though time of Ramayan battlefield, when Bhagavan Ram and Lakshmanji were caught by Nagpash, by Indrajit. So Hanumanji went to the Garudji and requested to come and relieve from the Nagpash, because snakes are the food of Garudji and they have enmity. So Garudji came and Garudji made free to Bhagavan Sri Ram and Lakshmanji from Nagpash. And Bhagavan Sri Ram also said thanks to Garudji. Then Garudji started thinking that I am worshipping him as a god, but he needs my assistance and my help. So, and when I had come, then he got freed from Nagpash. So he got confused. Garudji got confused and got a doubt in Bhagavan Sri Ram's incarnations. So what to understand is, if any form, in any form God comes or God appears front of us, but if you don't get doubt, for example, very simple example. Nowadays most of people are having pet dogs at their home, right? Yeah. So if master of that dog is in night dress then dog will recognize or not? Yes, God will recognize. When he is coming from office, he will be in suit, boot and tie, right? Even though God will recognize. If he is getting married, then he will be in different attire and appearance. When he is coming out of bathroom with only towel, also dog will recognize. So if his master is in any form, any dress, any attire, or any time, even at night, suppose midnight, if master is awakened for washroom or fresh, even though dog will not start barking and biting. Why? Dog recognize his masters in any dress, in any time, in any form, in various ways. And we devotees, when God comes front of us in different forms, yeah, if God comes with Chaturbhuj Swarup or with aura, with ornaments and godly dress, we recognize, yes, he is God, and we start bowing and doing pranam. When God comes front of us, you see Shabri, right, born in tribal family. Yes, she did not read any scripture, she did not had any other exposure, even though, and Bhagavan Sri Ram, when came to the Shabri's kutia, Bhagavan Sri Ram was in tapasvi dress, tapasvi form, not in Ayodhya king's form, or any ornaments, any such rich clothes were not adorned by Bhagavan Ram. He was in just like 1-2 dhotis, that's what. But even though very first sight, Shabri recognized Bhagavan Sri Ram. No doubt, she was blessed with her guru, Matang Rishi. So in this Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying that the ultimate recognition of God, or understanding the form of God and surrendering ourselves to such one incarnation of God, means feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan. See, there are many incarnations, all are God, all are incarnations of God. But unless and until having nishtha at one place and at one feet, one cannot achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi or divine abode of God. So, in today's Vachanamritam, Bhagavan Swaminarayan is want to say that my devotees shall have that ultimate, or we can say final faith, recognition of God, that if God comes, suppose Bhagavan Swaminarayan appears front of us in sheet dress, then shall we recognize or not? And once when Bhagavan Swaminarayan was on this earth, he had this Manusya Charitra. Bhagavan Swaminarayan was in Guptavas, right? He was hiding himself. This is Charitra. So the devotees should not find out him, or saints should not find out him. So Bhagavan Swaminarayan stays at the outskirt of village, those who are staying, very poor people, at their, no doubt, he was a devotee, but Bhagavan Swaminarayan stayed at his house. But if he stays in the same his original form, then somebody will recognize. So Bhagavan Swaminarayan had dressed himself the dress of lady, woman dress, and stayed over. Next day, then on this, even Brahmanand Swamiji have composed one kirtan also. So when God comes front of us in any kind of form, and sometimes suppose when God is helping us, God is listening our prayers, and if we have put some request front of God and God is fulfilling, then what happens? Yes, many of our staff members have this experience. They have prayed Bhagavan Swaminarayan for XYZ reasons, and Bhagavan Swaminarayan fulfilled, and they got their faith very stronger. But suppose the same our staff member Again, when he is requesting Bhagavan Swaminarayan and Bhagavan Swaminarayan is not fulfilling that, what will happen? His faith will start shaking. Okay, that is truth or this is truth, right? Last time he fulfilled, so that is truth or this is truth. He start confusing. So, my dear Gurukul family members, let's the Vartal chapter Vachanamrut number 1st of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Straightforward, the path of Ashtanga Yoga, it is too difficult, and that is not any one of us, even neither me also, right? Yeah, but this is very easy, that doubtless faith or a recognition of God. And with this kind of satsang, we have to, suppose when you are preparing students for exam, so how we are preparing? You are saying students that yes, this kind of question may come, this kind of question also may come. This way we are preparing children for the upcoming challenges. Same way, today onwards we have to start preparing ourselves. Okay, that if Bhagavan Swaminarayan does this charitra, then how would we? Bhagavan Swaminarayan was incarnated in form of sadhu, right? God comes on this earth either as in form of sadhu or form of king. So as Bhagavan Sri Ram and Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated in form of king, but Bhagavan Swaminarayan incarnated as a form of sadhu. So when Bhagavan Swaminarayan asked to the Brahmanand Swamiji, that Brahmanand Swamiji, okay, now we are as a saint, means we are in form of sadhu and all of you are serving us, you are praising us, it's fine. You are saying glory of to the people about us. But if we are married, then what you would have done? If you would have not become Swamiji or sadhu, and if you would have got married, then what you would do? Brahmanand Swami said, yes, we would be serving your children and making them to play and assisting them. We believe that you are God. Now you are in any form and any dress or attire you appear in front of us, we will not get shaken our faith. So such recognition of God's form, Swarup, that is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And my dear Gurukul family members, why Bhagavan Swaminarayan is saying this? What is like supporting to the scriptures, support of scripture logic? It is not that Bhagavan Swaminarayan said so we have to just believe. No. Those who have Nirvikalpa Samadhi, after Samadhi, when they come back again in this body as normal human being, again they start or again their mind start demanding these materialistic objects or pleasure. But if one attends this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, means doubtless faith and ultimate recognition of God, then he will attain the divine abode of God and he has to come in the cycle of deaths and births. That's why Bhagavan Swaminarayan said that this doubtless faith, less faith and ultimate recognition of God is Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and that every one of us we can achieve with the satsang and with the company of saints and blessings of Swamiji and Bhagavan Swaminarayan. May Bhagavan Swaminarayan bless all of us for this easiest way of achieving Nirvikalpa Samadhi, to understand Bhagavan Swaminarayan's